I am running a workload in my cluster called the Quantum KC demo. That is another repository. If you don't have it running and you install this dashboard, it will tell you don't have the workload running and point you at the instructions to fire it up. And what we are looking at here is a bunch of windows, obviously. This one here lets me choose what of assorted programs I want to run on my quantum computer. Now, I'm actually running a noisy quantum computing simulator in this case. I do have an account at IBM Quantum, but for the purpose of demos, one of the advantages of this is you can run a simulator in your pod in the workload. And so it takes a little time to chew on it. I have it running in a loop mode. So every so often you will see this output display changes with the results of my code. And over here, it shows me the histogram, because results from quantum computing always come back as probabilities. And scroll down here, this window here, which is scalable, shows the current quantum circuit. That's the name used for a subset of a longer quantum program, looks like, and the status of this system and the current job that's running. So you see here it says I'm running my 16-qubit file, and I'm running a noisy model. And that's actually why it takes so long to compute. Noisy models are slower. And it was designed just as a demo that can be thrown up in front of an audience, but it does let you drop any code you want in via a dialogue. So if you want to write a little bit of code and see if it works or not, you can do it that way too. So it is just designed to be a nicely packaged way to do some of these basic tasks. And under the covers in the workload source code, it explains how to do all the steps to be able to use the quantum computing SDK to do all these things. That was the other half of this, to be an example of actually how to do the coding is inside the workload.
So Kevin, this is a really engaging display of a lot of the work that you've been doing over the past years as an ambassador. And I love the idea that people will be able to put in their own code, paste it in here, and use it to trigger the functions and see the outputs and the outcomes. Are there just as out of curiosity, are there well-known repositories out there that have snippets of code that people might paste in?
Yes, there is an entire learning system available via, let me get it right, quantum.cloud.ibm.com. And if you go to the documentation and the learning resources, there are all sorts of sample code that you could cut and paste into this. Or if you play with the thing called the Quantum Composer at that site, while you're playing with the composer, it creates the equivalent code in a side window, which you can cut and paste, and then you can paste it in here. So,
do you have links to those, either one of those, when you open up the coding space?
They are mentioned in the demo. You could certainly try and find real estate for a want to learn more banner somewhere in this dashboard, which might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, and I was also thinking of like where you had where the coding was, where you could open up code.
In the here in the custom QSM.
Yeah, I wasn't.
So you can either upload or you can cut and paste.
No, I think it should be more prominent. This whole thing is about running quantum workloads. It should be not buried.
Where do you click on to get that code spot to come up?
So you go to the QASM file, that's Quantum Assembler, and right down there it says custom.
Okay, I can't see custom in I can't see the drop down list on the when it opens on the shared screen here for some reason.
Oh, that's a weirdness of how screen sharing deals with modals. So
yeah,
so you just see you see a blank box.
We don't see anything at all.
Well, no, I don't see anything. It's actually transparent, which is strange. Yeah, what I would say is like something like next to QASM file, quantum assembly file, that
Mhm.
right above the drop down, I might have a link there that says, you know, put your own code in here or something. But yeah, I agree with Mike. Make it more prominent so people see it's not just a static demo, it's customizable. It doesn't have to be much, but something that, gets people, draws attention to that space so that they can update it, and then also gives some links as to where to find code examples to insert.
So I
Mike,
think
would
Yeah,
you
since
add
we're
that's
talking
anything
about,
to that either? Or Mike, do you
yeah,
have any
yeah,
other ideas?
yeah. I think Kevin talked about two links. One was a
Yep.
general learn more, right? Since this is promoting quantum computing, that
No.
that belongs at the top level. Um, and then if you have a link for like examples, that would go in the coding panel.
okay. Yeah, I think the transparency is because I'm sharing just the window and the modal confuses
Oh,
teams.
interesting.
Uh, let
Okay.
me, let's see, there's nothing embarrassing on my screen. Let me switch to sharing the screen and see if it solves the problem. All right, my giant screen. Now let's
Yeah.
see what happens when I open the modal.
Now we can see it.
Okay, yeah. So,
Okay, now I see it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Put something bright in front of this. It's pretty cool.
all right,
Looks great. Thanks, Kevin, for sharing.
welcome.